So for a contractionary fiscal policy, aggregate demand curve shifts upwards, and now you're trying to contract the economy, so you're trying to get the aggregate demand curve to come back down so that you can decrease the price again. You want to control inflation because you're going to be at a point which is the full employment or potential GDP, and this is above potential GDP. So you want to contract the economy. Now, if you contract the economy, you need to decrease government spending or increase taxes. And in both cases, you're now going to have a surplus of funds. So if you have a surplus of funds, you've now got a whole lot of extra money. So what should that government do with that? They're going to have a whole lot of extra money because if they increase taxes, they'll get more revenue. And if they decrease government spending, they'll have more revenue than they thought they would have. So they'll have this budget surplus. What should they do with that money? Well, one thing is they could get rid of debt. By getting rid of debt, they buy back the bonds that they sold on the open market. But if they buy back the bonds that they sold, there's going to be a greater demand for bonds, and so the interest rate is going to decrease. And so now, if they buy back bonds, the interest rate decreases, and which implies that investment will increase. So once again, it's working against what you're trying to do. So if you follow a contractionary policy, get a budget surplus, and you go and try and get rid of the debt that you've got. You go into the market, try to buy your bonds back so that you can get rid of your debt. It's going to decrease the interest rate, which will therefore increase investment, and it will work against your contractionary policy. So another thing that you could do is to just impound the money. By impounding that money, you just get all that extra surplus and you hold it. So it's not being used in the economy, so it can't be inflationary, and you're not going to go into this bond market and try to buy back bonds, which will decrease the interest rate. You're going to just hold the money so it can't be used and it won't be inflationary, and you're not going to have any other effects. So in terms of a surplus, those two effects is either to buy back debt or impound the money, and it'll probably be better to impound the money.